Right, good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and work converting units. Let's start on the odds number 13 here. If we do that, we see we have 20 miles per hour. So we're going to write that out, 20 miles per hour. Now we see that we have to get rid of miles because we're going to be looking towards feet. So how many feet are in a mile? Well, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Notice I put miles on the bottom this time because I'm going to want to go ahead and eliminate miles. And the only way to do that is if I have one above my fraction and the other one below it, so I can use my butterfly method to remove the word miles. Now, next we have to get rid of hours because we're converting to minutes. So we know there is in 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. Let's go ahead and make a minor correction here. 60 minutes. All right, and now we can go and start crossing things out. We're going to cross out miles, and we're also going to see that we have 1 hour down here, 1 hour up here that we can cross out. And that's pretty much it. Everything else doesn't have anything to cross out. So let's go ahead and do some multiplication here. We got 5,280. 5,280. I'm going to multiply that by 20. And now we see that we've got, well, that's going to be a 0. Then, well, that's a 0. This would be 16. Here the 1. That'll be 5. And 5 times 2 is 10. So now we have 105,600. And it's going to be over, well, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 60 is 60. So it's going to be 60. And we're talking, of course, feet per minute. And now we have to ask ourselves, since every fraction is a division problem, can I simplify that? Well, if I take 105,600 and I divide it by 60, I get 1,760. So the answer is 1,760 feet per minute. All right, let's go on to number 15. Number 15 is as good a place as any to go ahead and do get a secret code word in, right? So the secret code word I think that I'm going to put in today will be Christmas tree. And yes, I have my tree up ready for the holidays, and that's what I'm staring at. So that's our code word for this evening. I'm going to erase it so the people that are going to try to zoom through the video and cheat won't find it. And let's set up number 15 now. Well, number 15 says I got 45 miles an hour. So that's 45 miles in 1 hour. We're going to turn that into feet per second. So let's remember over here, we had it to where we had got rid of the miles and went to feet. So automatically I know this is going to be 5,280 feet. And we're going to divide that by 1 mile. All right, now we also have to turn this hours to second. So hours is on the bottom, we'll put 1 hour on top. How many seconds are in an hour? Well, we know there's 60 minutes in an hour, and there's 60 seconds in a minute. So we're going to have to multiply those together. So we're going to put the 0 here. Now it's, once again, 0, and this would be 36. So there is 3,600 seconds in a minute. Or excuse me, in an hour. All right, let's start crossing things out again. We can cross out miles. We can even cross out the hours. As you can see, we're back to what we needed, feet and seconds. Well, we have to multiply 5,280. 5,280. We have to multiply that to 45. And that gives me 237,600. 237,600. And that's going to be feet. And the bottom is pretty easy, 3,600. We can see that very easily because 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3,600, 3,600. Let's see now if the number on top is divisible by the number on the bottom. Look at that. The answer is 66. So I can say there are 66, it's going 66 feet per second. All right, let's do number 17. Number 17 says 24 miles an hour. Once again, we go 24 miles. 1 hour. And they're asking us to get feet per second. Well, if I do this just like before, I'm going to get rid of my miles first. We know there are 5,280 feet. And there is going to be 1 mile under it. Remember, we want to be able to scratch the miles out. The last one is, of course, per second, and we already knew that for every hour, for every 1 hour, there will be 3,600 seconds. Well, let's scratch out the things that are alike. We got the miles here. We also have the hours here. And now we have the feet per second. Remember, this was seconds down here. All right, so we got 5,280 times 24. We'll check that out. 5,280 times 24 gives us 126,720. 126,720. 126,720. And then on the bottom, well, 1 times 1 is 1, and then times 3,600. Well, remember, every fraction is a division problem, so now we have 126,720 divided by 3,600. So let's go ahead and put that in our calculator. 126,720, and we're going to divide that by 3,600. And that gives us 35.2. 35.2. All right, let's see. The next odd one is 19. It says the table shows the speed and number of wing beats per second for various flying insects. What is the speed of the housefly in the feet per second? All right, I brought the chart over so we could go ahead and examine it. And we see that we have what is the speed of a housefly in feet per second, round to the nearest 100. Well, let's first look up the housefly. There we go. And it says, what is the speed of the housefly in feet per second? Well, we know that it does, the speed is 4.4 miles per hour, right? So 100 says wing beats per second, and that's what we're asking for, right? The table shows the speed and number of wing beats. Okay, and it says what is the speed of the housefly? It doesn't say about the wing beats. What is the speed of the housefly in feet per second? So the speed is 4.4 miles per hour. Okay, so that's going to be, we're going to move this for a second here. There we go. And we've got 4.4 miles an hour. One hour. And now they want us to change it in feet per second. They want us to get rid of the miles and the hours and turn it to feet per second. Well, we know when it comes to miles, through the problem that we've already done, for the charter we already had, that there are 5,280 feet in a mile. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Notice once again, I put the miles on the opposite side, so I'll be able to go ahead and eliminate them. And next we have to go ahead and turn it into seconds instead of hours. So we'll put the hours on top. And we know since it's seconds, there's going to be 3,600 seconds in an hour. And now we're ready to go to eliminate again. We get rid of the miles. We're getting rid of the hours. And here we go. We're going to multiply 4.4 times 5,280 and then divide it by 3,600. So let's get our calculator out. We've got, let's see, 4.4 times 5,280. And that equals 23,232. So basically 23232. 23232. And that's going to be divided by 3,600. And that's because 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 3,600 is 3,600. Remember, we're talking feet per second. And we can reduce this some when we're sure by putting in our calculator 23,232, let's see, divided by 3,600. That gives us 6.453 repeating. 6.453 repeating. 6.45, double check that, 453 repeating. All right, and that's feet per second. Okay, and they did say to the nearest hundredth, so if I was doing it to hundredth, I would just round it up to 6.45. I would just take this right off. Okay, and then I just put feet here, and that's it. I have 6.45 feet per second. All right, and now let's go ahead and check B. It says, how many times does the dragonfly's wing beat per minute? The dragonfly is down here, and they want to know how many times does its wing beats per minute. Well, it's 38 times. Okay, but they're asking how many times does a dragonfly's wing beat per minute? And they gave us per second over here, didn't they? Okay. So let's go ahead and, excuse me, let's go ahead and work that out. Let's see here. How many times a dragonfly? We've got, it's 38 beats per second right now. 38 beats per every 1 second. All right, and they want to know how many times does a dragonfly's wing beat per minute. All right, so we know here that how many seconds it is, but we got to turn it into minutes. So automatically, I'm going to put my seconds up here, but how many are in 1 minute? Well, there are 60 seconds in a minute. And now we can go ahead and get rid of our seconds. And now we have 38 times 60. Well, 38 times 60. That's going to give us 2,280. 2,280 beats. You notice the only thing that wasn't eliminated was the B. And that's going to be over 1 minute. So our answer is 2,280 beats per minute. All right, and the last one. Excuse me, there's two more. C, about how many miles can a bumblebee travel in 1 minute? We know how many miles can a bumblebee travel in a minute. Well, that's got to do with speed, doesn't it? And it says in miles per hour right here, 6.4. So we know it can travel 6.4 miles in, looks like 1 hour. All right, and if we look at this closely, we have to get rid of the hours and turn it into minutes, right? So let's do that. We're going to get rid of the hour. And if I have 1 hour, that's equivalent to how many minutes? 60 minutes. And now I can eliminate my hours, and I have 6.4 divided by 60. We'll put that in our calculator. It looks like 0.10 repeating. Let's see, was that 0.10? I thought it was 0.10 repeating. So the answer is 0.10, since we're rounding to the nearest 100. And it was at above 5, yes, 6 repeating. That means we will go ahead and change this division problem. I'm sorry. We're going to change this answer since it was 10, 6 repeating, to 11, because 6 is higher than 5. So 0.11. How many miles can a bumblebee travel 1 minute? 0.11 miles. All right, the last one. How many times can a honeybee beat its wings in an hour? A honeybee. A honeybee beats his wings 250 times per second. All right, 250 times in 1 second. Let's see here. Make sure here, honeybees, 250 per second. All right, and we want to know how many it will be in an hour. So let's see, I've got to get rid of seconds. How many seconds are in an hour? 3,600. And we're going to go ahead and put, well, yeah, this is seconds. We want to be able to get rid of that. And we're talking an hour. That'd be 24. We're talking about 1 hour. I'm sorry. 1 hour. All right, we eliminate the seconds. Remember, this was beats. And now we multiply and see what we've got. All right, so in 1 hour, we see we've got 3,600 times 250, and that's going to equal 900,000. So we're saying 900,000. We know that a honeybee beats his wings 900,000 times in 1 hour. In 1 hour. Okay, that is it for the night. I've done all the odds. Have a good one and see you in class.